All right, we've got the last match of the night for you guys. We have game number 3 of CompLexity versus J.Storm. Game 1 going over pretty handily to the side of J.Storm. Game number 2 looking like CompLexity just stole back that wheel and is in control. And now we're at game number 3, so it's anyone's game, I feel, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I really want to see these two teams go head-to-head now. We've seen what happens when J.Storm wins all 3 lanes. We've seen what happens when CompLexity wins all 3 lanes. Both of them very convincing. Now, give me a nice 1.5 versus 1.5 split here.
Okay.
Miracle, Naga, Siren, Terrorblade on the other side, an hour-and-a-half game. Sounds about good. You know, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that. Let's do it.
As long as it's good Dota, right? At the end of the day, it's all about the good Dota.
I'll be asleep by the end of it, but...
I'll do it. I got it. I'm sure
we got you.
I can make it through here this way. Yeah, Berkey's just got to take his little Tidehunter pill, take a nap over in the corner. And, you know?
Yeah. As we shouldn't make too much noise with the hype, though. We'll wake him up.
Right, right.
I'm awake. I'm good. I am hype. I am hype for CompLexity and J.Storm here. The loser...
Or CompLexity.
CompLexity. The loser of this plays started from the bottom, by the way, in the lower bracket. So that's what's on the line here. And then the winner, as we mentioned, will play Flying Penguins.
Flying Penguins, the EE squad, man.
Yeah.
What a day. What a day for NA Dota.
Yeah, it really has been.
EE takes down EG. Only EE, right? Just.
Yeah, no, that was something, but obviously a fantastic result by them. And deserving of it.
Well, we do have our draft getting away here. CompLexity again. There will be no CK showing up in this game, and there will absolutely be no Elder Titan coming out either.
No CK. Yeah, we talked about that in the previous series. Go ahead.
Look at how long these standard bans are taking. They are still discussing what they want to do.
This is not make it or break it, but this is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to have to go through that lower bracket.
Yeah, if you can get rid of a contender now, at least for like the coming day, do it.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering then if that's the case, you know, what would one of those bans be that would be different, maybe as a reaction to the previous game, especially if you're J.Storm here.
I'm not even sure they're looking to switch up the bans. Like they might, obviously, but yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Because it's not necessarily. Sometimes you just literally want to use all of the time that you have left in order to
just to talk things out, before you start hitting that reserve time, at least, yeah. That's a fair point. So it will be CompLexity with the first pick, though.
Is it going to be a Lich? Are they going to ignore the Lich? They did well without it last time.
Yeah,
they did go for the Dazzle as their first pick.
I think they almost value Juggernaut more. Juggernaut in this series has obviously been very good. So I would almost expect to see the Juggernaut first, and then kind of, you know, force J.Storm to pick the Lich in response. But then even if they do that, then you go Juggernaut, you know, say Grimstroke. That's still a pretty potent combo in the laning phase. And then you can start working with some Soulbind synergy down the line. So,
Wait, is that a coddle?
That's
Damn it! I looked at that.
Wow.
And I put it down so confidently too. I wasn't even looking at it anymore.
We are awake and
like,
ready.
Wait, that guy is on a horse.
Oh my God, we got a faceless Void.
Wait, we do?
Okay,
oh,
that's an answer to a Juggernaut.
That is. And a Phoenix, actually.
Very fast as well.
I don't know why
exciting.
I'm getting out. That's not my hero, but I'm gonna stretch.
No, like I get it. You don't trust me anymore. Understandable. I don't trust myself anymore after that.
So nice synergy between these two heroes. Obviously, we did have a little bit of change now. The Phoenix can no longer walk forward when using the Sun
I'll
Ray,
leave the Phoenix here for now.
but not the end of the world, especially if you can get a really nice egg. If you get a good egg, or if you can get the split just right where they can't actually hit it. And that's also going to make CompLexity have to consider, you know, what do we get as an egg hitter?
I mean, Juggernaut's pretty good normally, but when you combine it with the Faceless Void Chrono, obviously it isn't anymore. And like in general, a Juggernaut is not going to be safe against a Faceless Void because normally you can always split push and you can just spin TP your way out of it. This is a very reliable way to just get rid of that ability of the Juggernaut to finesse his way out of any situation.
Broken Kips is getting too late.
They do leave the list, though.
I did so well last game too.
You were doing great. You're a champ. You're a champ.
I'm going to get back onto that. So
they do leave the Lich, and it obviously allows them to pick that up in succession.
It's worked out for them before in the past.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's not broke, don't fix it.
It could be decent against Faceless Void, too, in the sense that whichever target is caught into that Chronosphere, you throw up the Frost Shield, so it mitigates some of that damage that he's dishing out. That's what I was thinking, some kind of save against the Chrono. If your support here on, you know, a Shadow Demon does come to mind. OD comes to mind as well as another good one, of course, so couple there. Then there's obviously Double Dazzle's ban, but still even like an Oracle if you want to go a really defensive save idea. But yeah, you do need the egg hitter though, still, outside of having that Juggernaut so far.
Radiant team.
What do you think? Is this going to be a Fear Phoenix?
I have no idea, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I'm thinking about, if I'm Complexity, what do I ban right now? Which heroes are left in the pool? I was, you know, considering that if you want to truly bother that Juggernaut lane, I haven't seen many Slardars picked up yet. Tiny is also still in the pool, but that would require, you know, that you have the player left to play that hero, which is why I asked. And interesting ban coming out from Complexity, that's a Mirana?
That is, you know, they love their Mirana on that team. Forever.
Well, yeah, I guess Forev. Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
loves Mirana.
I mentioned earlier Miracle, though.
That's
He's been playing a lot of Mirana recently, too.
Yes.
So that, I was actually interested to see that ban, too, initially. But
Because Mirana is a great egg hitter as well.
yeah. Why did they ban it? I don't know. It's
They just don't want to deal with any arrows flying at their faces.
Especially not if they are going to be locked down by Chronospheres first.
There's the OD ban. Again, one of those kind of save options. They could have potentially have gone. Like I said, mentioned the Shadow Demon still, although you have a Lich, you may want a bit more of an active support now instead. Somebody ran Shadow Demon mid earlier today. That was OG.
That was OG.
Brought
yeah,
that up.
Thompson. Really,
That's Thompson, though.
that man has got such fun ideas. No, I like Shadow Demon as a save in the Chronosphere, actually. It used to be an even better save back when you used to do Faceless Void plus AA, where you save from the entire combo, basically. But I still think that is a decent option. It's just that they picked up the Lich already. If the Lich is outside of the Chronosphere, you can still just toss your Chain Frost in there. You know, you can still put the damage prevention onto whoever's caught in there. But it's not going to be the greatest anymore.
5 seconds remaining.
J.Storm thinking of who they want to ban now before they do that third pick.
Tiny out as well. Noticing again, actually, that J.Storm, that is a lot of team fight. Once again.
Just even with that 2 opening, yeah. Pugna comes to mind still. As another, again, decent against Faceless Void option. So one that they could also ban.
As well as that would be a nice tempo hero for Complexity.
I wouldn't mind seeing, again, maybe something like, is this on the pool? Yes. Like a Lich Grimstroke and then coupled up with the Pugna and having the double life drain is pretty dirty.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. It's tempo, like we said. It's also, you can decrepify the Faceless Void if he's getting a little cheeky in that Chronosphere, among other things. It doesn't really solve the issue of hitting that Phoenix egg, but it also does give you a silence in case, you know, you can get the jump on the Phoenix early, burst him down, and then you don't have to worry about hitting an egg.
They have the Juggernaut already. It is still, like, Juggernaut is still one of those high attack speed heroes. You can just spin and hit it. I mean, if you're desperately concerned with countering, you could also just straight up go Silencer. But
Oh, God, no, not like this. I hate that hero.
I honestly think that Complexity should get a little bit more of their own plan going here.
Spearbreaker, Darkseer.
Let's go. Speedy boys.
J.Storm's known for doing that. Initially, it was 7.20. March, you know, ideal Spearbreaker player. What's up?
No, I'm just thinking of the good old MVP Phoenix times, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
of course,
that's his
Spirit
playstyle,
Breaker
right?
Darkseer,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
So, and then it would be Darkseer in the hands of Forev. So, that right now is coming to mind. A little bit old school again. It got nerfed slightly, I suppose, with the whole Surge nerf, but still very potent. Instead, they go Ogre, and that'll probably be the Fear hero.
That's the Fear hero.
We saw earlier.
And that's a good way to amp up that attack speed of the Void in the Chrono as well, without him having to necessarily build any extra items for it. Where did I put my Ogre boy? Over here. Let's.
It could be an offlane Phoenix. We can't leave out that.
I mean, it could be like but let's leave him here for now. But I'm expecting to shove him over to the safe lane.
Yeah.
And Void Phoenix can withstand a lot of things. This is going to be Radiant safe lane as well, so a riskier lane with less convenient pulls. Well, actually, no, you could try the side pull for Dire as well, but it's not as great of an option as running offlane on Radiant.
They still need Zach's hero. Still need Z-Freak. Any position 4 that's really there. That Earth Spirit is still there.
What about... No, that was probably too weak. I was going to say, what about a Rubik?
I was just thinking that myself.
That is a Z-Freak special.
I don't know if that's necessarily too. It's great against Faceless 4 Chrono
Thinking
too.
about all the stuff you could steal off of the Phoenix and the
there's plenty
Ogre.
to steal.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
I actually like that.
They could also dry lane with that very decently.
Team pick.
Gonna get a Magnosaurus.
Gonna get the Magnus.
That's also a little bit of a takeaway too when you think about it. Because that could have easily been a 4th pick
That's
Magnus
true.
for J.Storm.
Yes.
That's why they're picking up 3rd there.
Excellent synergy. Again, J.Storm really likes their team fights.
Doom is still there, so could just answer with that themselves.
10 seconds remaining.
This can still be run both as a 3 and a 4, so plenty of options left for CompLexity to switch that up.
Beastmaster is still there, right? Yeah. And I go back to, we have not been seeing the Beastmaster into the Juggernaut a whole lot, but it still stands that he's great against him. If anything, for the Primal lockdown, I guess you already kind of have that with the Faceless Void, and maybe you want an offlane that could follow up Chrono a little more effectively.
Dire team pick.
Perhaps. Well,
That hero still exists.
I hate this hero.
It's over there. Hate this hero.
I hate this hero so much.
Bad
Not as much
memories?
as I hate Silencer. I hate Silencer with burning passion of 1,000 suns. But Necrophos is definitely on my list of do not
right.
enjoy this hero. Oh, look, you're getting kind of low. Uh-oh, what you good to do, Necrophos? Just
You're dead.
use his wand, and all of a sudden his ghost shroud and everything, he's all back to health.
Now, the hero took a
Grumble
huge
cakes.
nerf with the whole rework to the abilities, specifically the passive. Now, you need to level up the passive, the heart, or whatever it's called, Heartstopper.
Heartstopper.
Or to get the regen when you kill
Okay.
things now. So it's no longer on the Death Pulse, which is what helped make this hero ridiculously strong in the laning phase and accelerate him. So
Team back.
that's why we're not seeing Necrophos. That alone, I feel like, is the biggest reason we don't see Necrophos, because his laning phase is a lot weaker. And there's the Doom, in fact, so it is going to be a support Magnus.
I mean, we
with the
talked
Doom
smack
pickup.
about the Warlock that J.Storm picked up, too. So at this point, like, J.Storm clearly knows something that we
Well,
don't have.
my problem, too, with
they
this
wanna run it.
Necrophos pick is that if they had, like, a Bristleback or something, you know, okay, the Reaper Scythe is getting a lot of value here.
5 seconds.
What is the
remaining.
Reaper Scythe really? What's it doing? That's what I'm just honestly baffled by. I suppose Ghost Shroud is great against Juggernaut, so there's that to look at. But
Dire
I'm
team
intrigued to
back.
see what J.Storm does here with that in mind.
Necrophos as a hero does provide a lot of sustain to a lineup still. I believe his damage values also got slightly boosted in the previous patch. So
Okay.
he is going to be hitting a little bit harder with his spells. I'm unsure what exactly this is a reaction to. Of course, he's not going to get hit by, the Omni Slash, for example.
Dire
But
team
in terms of, playing into a Lich, into a Magnus,
We're confident with Alina.
we've seen Limp do this before.
Yep.
That was in the Huskar matchup earlier.
Allows him to keep a fair amount of distance, too, from the Faceless Void. Although, whoa, okay.
Templar
We get a Brile
assassin.
TA.
Select your heroes.
Wow.
That is a Brile hero, for sure.
And that is a swift finish to an otherwise pretty, paced draft.
Isn't TA considered decent into Alina with a fraction?
Yes, very much so.
That's why I'm sure. Well, that's why that was a very confident TA pick.
Yeah, she's over on the mid. Well, she's going to be over on the mid as well, on the board.
All right, Kips, tell me, who are we favoring? Who is going to take this game 3?
Wow, already they kind of hit me with that TA pick. I enjoy the J.Storm lineup apart from like the Necrophos pick. I'm not seeing it yet. I'm looking forward to them showing what that one's all about. In terms of this series though, so far Juggernaut has been the winning hero, and I'm gonna stick with my boys from CompLexity.
All right. What about you, Mr. Breaky?
I love the response of the Doom into the Necrophos too. Doom's also fantastic against Faceless Void, getting him doomed, because if you doom him before he chronos, then it's, you know, lights out, and ideally the fight should go your way. The TA into the Lina is the one issue, but I'm confident enough in Limp that as a player that he's going to be able to pull it off just fine. He's played this plenty of times, I'm sure. I'm going to go with CompLexity.
All right. And I guess after looking at the draft, after hearing people's points, and also just, you know, the fact that Limp is the best player in NA, you know, like, well, you know,
I mean,
up there on the leaderboards.
That's fine to say.
Right?
That's you're allowed to have your opinion.
On the leaderboards. But, you know, I have faith that he can take down Bryle's TA in that mid lane. I think he knows the matchup. I think he can do it. So we will be going with CompLexity, and I'm sure production is going to be putting themselves down for J.Storm. But, again, pretty interested to see what's going to... Yeah, there it is. Pretty interested to see, you know, how that Necrophos is actually going to fit into all their plans, just because they, you know, they were in the Warlock last time, and we discounted it, but it did work.
The Warlock was a true support, though, and even though we discounted it kind of, at the same time, we understood the logic with the chaotic offering, and we knew that he could still bring stuff to the table. I don't know what to expect with this Necrophos. There's not the obvious Reaper Sarth target. I mean, Frev maybe just has been playing this lately in pubs and has found something sneaky beaky like that he's going to show off here, but
Sneaky beaky.
That's my biggest concern, no doubt, for J.Storm.
Yep. One of the things that I have about the TA, actually, that I already thought about, why I don't like her that much anymore, I don't think she got any changes. And also, there is also now only one ancient camp on each side of the map to stack.
That's true. That is a nerf to her.
It's not a very direct one, but it's one of those, like, ones that you don't really notice until you really start to get into it and realize that, well, there's just less for me to do on this map now.
I'm making sure right now with the 7.21 at least.
And we're double checking on...
She did get a couple of, so... melt debuff is now applied before the attack damage is reduced by armor. So melt damage itself won't necessarily be as strong. And then her level 10 challenge got changed around at level 15 as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so some tweaks. It looks like a mix of some nerfs and buffs there. Nothing major, but...
Yeah, which is why I don't really remember it going one way or the other. And we are going to be seeing, Death running on his Doom again. Very successful with that last time. Ruled over the game. And he is alone up top versus a Necrophos Ogre Magi dual lane.
Necrophos Ogre. Okay.
Has taken Skewer, and he's coming into...
Oh boy. Look at the Serpentine coming out from right there. Just the nonsense. They find it though, and they'll turn around, and that's going to be a very dead Ryle.
Party horn!
Yeah, she does not. She obviously went the Side Blades level 1, and they picked up on that, and they knew that, and so took full advantage.
She's extremely short range still, so she had to get up close and personal with that creep wave.
Hats off to Z-Freak too, because you know she's trying. She's wiggling all over the place, and he still managed to find that skewer. She's
just gonna hang around, yeah.
Yeah, if she can't get close to the creep wave at all for the first couple of waves, that's going to really be a problem. But then Limp also has to make sure that he drags the wave back properly.
Fraction is on her. Good stun, and comes Z-Freak. He's gonna try to find that opening again. The body block's pushing right back again. Bryle's gonna get real tired of this real fast.
Yeah. And that can easily miss, honestly, the Skewer. He's doing a great job of lining it up perfectly. Bryle's obviously trying to sidestep, but he's hitting them.
Ooh, and the BM tip.
She has to walk back now, too.
The walk of shame.
Yep.
Even having to use the smoke to get there faster.
Now that is not how you want your TA favorite matchup to start at all.
Yeah, and that's, again, goes back to on paper, that matchup favors the TA, but when you kill her twice off the bat and give your Lina that advanced start, then all of a sudden maybe it goes a different direction. So very worth the investment there.
See if he's just enjoying this jungle by himself, you know?
He's level 2 now.
Again, we go back to, you think he's sitting there giggling the whole time?
No vision. so-
Doesn't even have to light strike her. Just gotta give her a couple
Oh!
hits, and he still manages
Wow.
to get her. Oh my word, Z-Freak
Refraction is ready. She should be fine.
should be fine.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she's pissed.
Yes. Fine in the sense she's alive, not fine in the mental
This
state
is
right
usually
now.
in the pub where you say 1v1 me like a man. Hats off to Z-Freak though, he's playing this line. Yeah, look, the tip comes out from Bryle.
That is good sportsmanship right
Yeah.
there. He knows that, you know, he's
That's
been hacked.
respect. He takes it as a compliment, the fact that they're locking him down so much. I'm sure.
I mean, you have to, right?
Yep, try to
Well,
keep
man.
positive.
The haters, they're just jealous.
Exactly.
My haters make me famous, right guys?
It's,
Please don't hate me.
so finally Z-Freak makes his way over to the bottom lane here, and this is immediately a lot of damage put into this Phoenix.
Oh boy, alright, well. He's got that frost shield on, no big deal here. It does look like the Jug might be for a little bit of trouble. He's gonna be able to just spin himself away to safety. Oh, he's going to get stunned up though by fear. Oh, and the Icarus coming in as well. Does a decent amount of damage. Looks like Z-Freak should be able to clean up on this little birdie. But is he going to be able to make it? Look at Fear.
Or
Not quite enough damage. And now Moo should be able to get himself out of here, I think.
Bottle charges?
Sitting here. Oh, last blast.
Okay.
He's going to be able to take down the Lich as well.
Like,
oof.
Z-Freak bottling monkeys there. That's a bro move right
And
there.
just manning up. I'm sure they were communicating that too. A Monkey's just saying, you know, I'm going down, but I'm taking him with me. And he almost actually lived even with the skewer play. This is fun. See, this is where I like to see Z-Freak on a hero like this that can make plays.
Yes, I don't think I've seen a more effective support Magnus since Febby cliffing people. He can get this rune as well if he wants to. He can just skewer for it.
Yep.
Gonna do that.
Now he's got himself a haste rune, so everybody's got to be very, very cautious.
That TA is like, are you kidding me? Here we go again.
Well, Brow's like, have those TPs ready, boys.
Yeah.
Well, the Ogre just TP'd the bot, so the 1v1 top has been forced once again by CompLexity. And to be fair, the Doom there actually is not doing as great as before. The Necrophos has a lot of denies on him.
11 denies. Yeah, this goes again. They obviously picked it up for a reason, and they're comfortable with it, but I just haven't heard of it being the most successful hero as of late.
Here comes Speedy Z-Freak here, just running around in the woods. Refraction is burnt down over here on this TA. It does have it back up though, so we'll be trying to do a little bit of jungling, and is still undetected here. Z-Freak waiting patiently, realizing, all right, she's not showing in lane, so she must be jungling. Just kind of casually run through.
Oh, this is a
Isn't
good
seen.
sneak move as well. He can either come at her from the other side now or make his way to top pretty unexpectedly when, you know, Necrophos doesn't think that he could be coming from that side. Because people don't really expect roamers to sneak in between the Radiant tier 1 and tier 2 like that.
Trying to address up here as a TP's coming in. Yeah, they're going to go for this. They want Necrophos dead. Know that he's having a pretty good start. There's the start. Yeah, Merkel even coming in. He's got a spin ready to go. He's like, oh, crap. Rev has to dodge here. Can he with a skewer? Well, he gets out of here for now. And I suppose they kind of just give up on it. It almost seemed like they made the call not to go for it. Necrophos is notorious for turning. You mentioned Moxie, you know, just the wand and the ghost. Now, okay, I was actually curious. He actually doesn't have Ghost Shroud yet, by the way. He's going level 2 in Heartstopper. See, this is the thing with this new Necro. You do have to commit points into that Heartstopper now. Let's take advantage for the laning phase.
And I guess the Doom couldn't really out-regen him before, so they're using Miracle for that now. Oh, and now he definitely went too far.
Yep, maybe just a little bit light strike. Right, not going to be able to connect, but they do have the Centaur Stomp, and they will eventually just burn down Trev.
He gets his...
Monkeys is like my new
Good
favorite
still,
person
though.
now.
As he's not going to be upset about that at all. That is all 3 cores in the top lane just for him. So much needed space for Bryle and for the Faceless Void on bottom.
Oh, look at that big old
Wow.
stack.
Is that spotted, or no, that's just him stacking it some more, so.
Yeah, it's the monkeys
Oh, that is at least got information on that area.
Can
so.
she get over there? That was a question. Without getting murdered.
I mean, I don't think she's taken it. It's more of like they're going to do that as a team, if anything.
Right.
If they can pick up on that.
They can get over there again.
That's very worth a fight if it's that's what it takes, because that's a lot of gold right there. Middle lane.
I would like to see more of these cosmetic-y things being used here. Here we go.
Yeah, Ogre's trying to camp middle lane and get some revenge on that Lina, but ain't gonna happen there. Limp's playing a bit too defensive right now, and you see him topping the network chart. And big help in the middle lane initially, so definitely not all him, but has Z-Freak to thank for that for the setup. Just keep spamming out the wave with the Dragon Slave there. Go back to Faceless Void though, and yeah, just every time.
God.
Stacking it again. God, what is that? 4 stacks at least? Has to be.
It's beautiful.
Double damage.
Is he going to go the Battle Fury, or will we see the much more aggressive and somewhat of an amp tool, the Mask of Madness style here on Faceless Void? Power Tread's first at least.
Yes, and I imagine that if he really wants to do something with the first chrono, he'd have... No, they don't even have Bloodlust yet, so it's just going to be damage from outside the chrono.
Yeah, I guess this, again, with the Battle Fury nerf too, Mask of Madness, even a Maelstrom on top of that, then maybe the safer and more effective route now.
And I don't think he's in a lot of a hurry yet. This is a support Magnus after all. It is going to take longer for this Juggernaut to start ramping up.
Hell, we've been seeing a lot of Hand of Midas, so who knows?
And the Doom still has his queued up as well, but it is not as fast of a Midas, like not nearly as fast of a Midas as it was before.
Every time we walk by this, it spazzes out. Power Tread's finished on Juggernaut. And yeah, the question is, when can they feel comfortable doing it on the Dire side, though? Because they do have the Empower, they got the heal warded Juggernaut, and I'm sure they're going to kind of do it as a team. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Chain Frost come out.
Z-Freak is being really supported by his team here, getting the lane. He's making sure Miracle can farm with this Empower in the jungle. But yeah, he's really getting the priority to get this Blink Dagger off, much like Monkeys Forever was on his Batrider before.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
First real smoke of the game. J.Storm going in for the limp kill. I think he smells something cooking.
He does have a ward down there that I don't know if it's spotted the smoke previously, or he just, again, he knows that they're missing.
Sports are off the map, yeah. At this point, you've got to realize somebody is headed towards you.
Oh, they're going.
There's hiding in the trees, Fierce. Nice, just breaking up those trees. They're going to turn back around. Lich in for a little bit of trouble, though. There's going to be the Icarus dive followed with the Sunray. He's trying to keep him in place a little bit longer for the Light Striker. I will be able to connect here, and in comes the rest of the team. They're looking to maybe try to get the jump over into the Faceless Void. No, that's a nice skewer here. As they chase after, they'll be able to go and take down the Phoenix now. Fear running himself out, but they do say, we better take the stack soon.
They know now. Big thing there, Limp actually, he definitely could have killed Faceless Void. You could see him pathing back and forth after he stunned him.
Yeah.
He was trying to Laguna Blade, but it was just out of range right there, unfortunately. But yeah, they're going to do it now. And again, Miracle's getting somewhat low. He doesn't have heal ward yet, so that's a big issue. Oh,
they can't actually do it.
No, they can't.
Pretty scary if they decide to come right back up again, right? Yeah, look at Fear. Fear's watching them.
But yeah, you cannot give this up. You spend so much time stacking it, and then that would just swing the other way. So I'm sure with the heal ward coming back up here, we'll see them commit. Oh, they're actually going back to base even, so they might just TP in.
They got a pretty good chunk of it done already.
I don't know if they got much actually. Go back there. Yeah, I don't think they got some damage out, but
maybe it's because it got split up when they pulled it out.
Yeah,
that's why I'm looking.
A couple maybe.
I would like to briefly pull your attention towards the leader of the net worth charts.
Boy Necrophos, as expected.
Rev's had a nice, comfortable lane. Hasn't had to leave.
Yeah.
So for the one time he dove a little too far, but he had a rotation. I think all four heroes came up here, so he's just been allowed to hit creeps. Even Death has made rotations at this point. Necrophos has not.
Yeah, everything else about this hero is very similar. And again, there was points of last season where this was a ban-worthy hero initially. So that still stands. That part of it still stands. It was just the initial laning phase, which frankly he got through. So at this point moving forward, he's going to be good. Now, he is dealing with the Doom still. I do go back to that matchup where if he gets doomed going into a fight, that is a good target. Him and the Faceless Void, I think, are the two that Doom will be happy to get it off on. Obviously with Faceless before he Chronos.
There is an RP up on Z-Freak right now, and they were smoking into top lane, but I don't think Forev went forward far enough.
He still can't do this. He got a couple more, but this is a lot of time being spent trying to really chip this down.
Oh no, he went out.
There's the Doom.
There's Doom. In comes Lina. In comes the Magnus. We'll turn around. Laguna Blade coming out. They'll find the kill over there onto Forev. And there's going to be the Sunray coming out over here onto Z-Freak. He's trying to move around, but unfortunately cannot get through.
Chrono.
And there's the Chrono canceling it out. That's going to be held into place. Fear is going to give him a couple taps too, helping them out. And this should be a very dead Doom.
Well, they got 2 out of it. Did lose their top net worth Necrophos. I think you could argue Complexity's still somewhat happy with that, but I think both sides have an argument at the same time.
That's
slight little change for Radiant.
pretty okay exchange. I guess the fact that Limp got the most out of that is fine. Neither really gets any sort of return out of that kill, though.
Limp trying to get himself away. There's 3 different heroes. They actually go and they use the egg, and that's a lot of damage coming through Melt Strike. They'll find a kill over on Lina. Egg is down, though. And they had no real way to kind of hold that Lina in place other than, maybe, Fear gets a nice little stun off, but...
Dire's structures are fortified.
Helps slow enough to get them close
That's
by,
true.
too.
That is true.
And that makes it altogether not worth it. At least Miracle finally making his way through this humongous stack. And they really got to do the math on this afterwards and see like, all right, could we really have taken it that soon after, stacking it 4 times?
His net worth is jumped up.
I know, might have been worth it to just stack it 3 times instead.
Oh, so that's the reason. Okay, yeah, so just not overdo it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Being a little overzealous, maybe.
Once you get those stacks going, you see all those creeps, maybe you get a little enthusiastic.
No.
Here,
You did go the Mask of Madness.
Yeah. You're not usually the Lich player, but you figure, hey, I'm being useful right now.
I'm helping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Limp gets out of there instead of getting caught. Now Juggernaut ports in. He has Empower buff on him. He's got Omni Slash ready to go. Doom cutting off Ogre. Doesn't want to have to Doom him. He doesn't even have Doom, actually, so no choice there.
I think he can slow him long enough to, get Miracle.
Bedroom eyes. Got him. All right, so Ogre picked off. Good response there from Complexity, at least. And go back to Faceless Void. He is, again, farming that Shadow Blade now to go with the Mask of Madness.
Yeah, Initiation Tool, this is something they didn't really have, as you see before. They really have to walk up into it or counter-initiate onto Complexity. Complexity themselves, the Magnus was building a Blink Dagger before. What's his progress on that? He is
still working.
Very close to
yes, he is very close.
We just saw Necrophos, by the way. He has a Holy Locket. Now, that is a hero that you think Holy Locket, that's one of the few that definitely would come to mind. Okay, maybe this is part of it, and the people just don't really understand this item still, I feel like, and no one really used it. We saw it once earlier today on a Timbersaw, but Necrophos actually makes a lot of sense.
Deso finished on the TA. She's getting back in there.
We've got a couple Blink Daggers picked up, one on Doom, one on Magnus, and of course the Lina also picking up that Yules.
Yeah, she really needed a defensive item after, well, seeing how she went down to the PA earlier. TA, excuse me. And another haste for Mr. Z-Freak.
Should be a very quick Roche, though, now that we've got the Deso online here with the TA.
Yes.
You can assume that they will go hunting for either a pickoff or just go running it directly at an objective.
Complexity's big. They're making a beeline, but I don't think they're fast
I don't
enough.
think they get there fast enough now.
This would be such a great RP if they would have.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
It's too slow. Although they even have a haste on him too. Although he's gonna go in. There it is. He gets himself a really nice RP, and that's gonna be the Omni Slash coming through right away. They get the Laguna off. They'll find a kill over onto Fear, and now they're trying to go in. The Phoenix not gonna be able to get that egg off. See if that's gonna come out though. It doesn't do enough damage over onto Z-Freak as he just runs himself away. Light Strike coming through, and yeah, this Faceless is he's gonna be able to walk away. Bryle just dishing out so much damage right now, and it looks like now the side of Complexity feel like they have to scramble.
as pretty as that was, Lina comboed the Ogre of all those heroes in the midst of that. She used Laguna Blade on the Ogre Magi, and I don't know if that was intended or just simply, you know, it's hard to click,
Maybe
obviously, the
everyone was
exact
bunched up.
target when they're all bunched up like that, but I think it's fair to say that's probably the last target you want to just try to be bursting down in a fight like that after such a catch. But obviously, great fight back from J.Storm, and even no Chronosphere used. No Chronosphere, no Supernova, and the fact that that fight went so well for them still is actually a bit intimidating, I would think, for CompLexity.
Well, they did have to use a buyback on the Phoenix, which is what forced CompLexity back, ultimately. They were not about to risk still getting Phoenix Void comboed.
Z-Freak's protecting and, of course, keeping nearby to keep that Empower refreshed.
Wheels is going to come out, though, onto the TA, just poking a little bit. And we did get a Manta style, I believe, picked up on Jug now.
Mm-hmm.
Miracle's still farming away.
Ooh,
One of the things that worries me for CompLexity is they were sort of making a motion towards that bot tower, but once again, they didn't really push through for it. They don't feel safe going into all of these team fights for J.Storm. And now one of their own towers is under attack again. Of course, they're farming the jungle well. They have this Magnus. They're going to get a lot out of that, but still, I would imagine that they'd really like to get some space going on this map, but instead they are pushed back once again. And this bottom tower is not long for this world.
Now just getting chunked away here, especially with that Dustle online here for TA.
Dire's bottom tower.
Z-Freak being very patient, does have the RP up back up again.
Just used Arcane Rune, too, that he got bottled up.
There's a Blink Dagger pickup, too, for this TA.
You could go for this right now.
Thinking about it. He's being real patient. He does manage to find himself the Necrophos, and looks like Moo gets himself a kill on Death over on the back line. Sunray coming through. They'll use the RP. Side comes out again. Not quite enough to do the damage to Z-Freak, but they will get a couple bounces here with this Chain Frost. And is it going to be enough? The Light Strike Ray again landing over here onto that Necrophos, and he's not going to be able to make it out alive here. Will be able to get taken down by the Omni Brile, taking a lot of damage. They need just a little bit more than able to just chip down on that fraction, and they just can't get it. They don't have the catch right now.
Another very chaotic fight. Z-Freak tried to force the issue a little bit too much right there. Kind of got almost in a panic mode, had to use RP on a solo Necrophos that they had pulled in, and they did eventually get him killed, but that did not go nearly as the ideal. Wait, really? Oh, he must have canceled it then. Okay, I thought I saw the animation.
Nope.
Well, never mind then. Okay, so he still has it.
It definitely did feel like a panic, though. He showed up, but he's like, I thought there were more people here.
He clearly was expecting the TA also to keep going, too.
Still holding on to it. Now, they have to be careful. Void does have that Shadow Blade, and they have some sentries up, but it's the vision, too. They're going to be able to see it nice and clear here. Yeah, now they know they've got vision over on the side.
Really haven't seen a big chrono yet from Moo. You know it's going to be coming, but...
Well, he solo chrono Death on the top lane, I believe.
But yeah. Wasn't any multiples yet. Not yet.
He'll get there, I'm sure. And yeah, Death is the one that really hasn't caught up yet. In a couple of games where we've seen CompLexity do really well, he was usually leading the net worth charts, and now he's just not even getting close. He has also skipped his Midas, and he is going... Yeah, that's Crimson Guard, I believe.
Yeah, the fact he skipped his that and just going straight Blink, it's also not having a Vlad's, I think, is a big issue too. Right now, again, we just how highly valued that item is. And the fact of his struggles, he just felt like he needed the Blink that much sooner, which I can agree with too. Again, these Dooms are going to be important. But passing up with the Vlad's right now.
Oh no. All that for a ward, but they do manage to turn. There's no one there to help them though. In fact, Z-Freak is going to have to run himself out. Oh, but they're chasing. Z-Freak going to get locked up into place and moves on a killing spree.
He appeared out of those bushes once before. I don't think they were going to fall for that again.
Maybe they thought something was up too when the Lich turned around and gave the Sinister Gear. Gaze like, oh, there must be someone else here, so let's...
There is a ward over there. I think it's a Dire ward, though, actually, the Tinker ward.
Oh, a Tinker ward
to the
over
right,
there?
yeah. Oh, it's a sentry even, so...
Tinker sentry?
I guess trying to... maybe there was one and they got it taken care of and then they...
Or maybe they figured they wanted to make sure that Z-Freak could hide safely, but it was not safe.
Limp's gotta be...
No go.
Yeah.
It was not safe in those woods.
I'm not sure if he should have taken down those traps there because he immediately gives away that there's a sentry. But yeah, if you're going to be smoking up here, might as well.
Ooh, they find them. So, all right, there's the RP coming through on 2 heroes again. They don't land the Light Striker away, though. Just a little bit sloppy, but they do manage to get the Laguna off. Not going to be enough damage to quite take down that Necrophos just yet, but they will eventually find it. He's going to get slain, and they're going to turn their attention right around here again. And they're going to be able to find the kill onto Brile. Egg coming out, and that's no problem.
They still killed it.
No problem.
And again, Doom, he could not chrono. That's again, the high priority target. Death has done a fantastic job. And even in his death, he did what he needed to do.
Yes.
Helps secure a 1 fight. Yeah, even missing that LSA, they land a good RP and they still have plenty of damage.
There, yeah.
I'm guessing Moogis is going to try to find some form of collateral on this whole business, but yeah, no chrono for him once again. And Miracle, with that Empower buff, is now finally starting to pull ahead. And the Necrophos is starting to fall off. So even with that great start that he had, he couldn't quite make that space. He sustained a couple of tower pushes, but by now he's definitely going to have to move over to a more utility role and let like the TA and his Faceless Void do more of the talking. And TA nearly has her BKB completed.
Z-Freak is going to TP out and make his way over to the other side of the map here. Let's see, with Fear, yeah, Fear went for the Midas again.
Well, that means we're going to see him overtake the Doom pretty soon.
We're not going to see the Axe this time around, though. Not going nearly as aggressive. I saw him building a mech even, and I think that's also telling that, yeah, this Necrophos hasn't got the utility that maybe they hoped for. Again, the Holy Locket, it's a great item on him, and I suppose it does amp the heal that he does to others too, but you know, it's not the mech, it's not the Guardian Greaves, etc.
Ooh, the Spidey sense was tingling over there. Looks like they did take down a ward though too, so maybe they spotted it out in the corner. Lots of blinks, lots of blinks, lots of Midases coming out in this patch especially, but
yeah, that's been the #1 item for me in this 7.2, which again, I don't even think it got changes in 7.21. It just simply, I think it was more the Battle Fury nerf we had mentioned and mixed with a couple other things, I guess, but.
Tower armor changes as well, so the game is a little bit slower by default now. Just because it's taking a little bit more power to jump through these buildings. By the way, thanks for pointing that out, Script, but still no towers taken for CompLexity. They have been trying to keep this net worth roughly equal with this much less space to work with. And yeah, you can see here that even though the last couple of fights kind of went CompLexity's way, they did not actually have enough space on the map to properly farm up. So it's hard, and that bot tower still didn't die. Something's got to give at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if that's more of Lena not maybe split pushing enough, or if as a team they're not grouped up and pushing enough, but that is actually very surprising.
they they actually, on the side of CompLexity, I feel like they're doing a lot more together.
The Roshan is coming up again.
Oh, that's a big smoke reveal. Immediately jumping in. Z-Freak might be in for some trouble here. Yeah, they're immediately going to sight them, and they're going to take him off the map. No buyback on him right now. Monkeys Forever is going to get taken down. Brile's just dishing out too much damage, and that's going to be a roast for them. I don't think they get in that pit, especially not with Magnus down. That was a bit unfortunate that he just went in as gung-ho as he did.
Yeah, he definitely thought they were a lot more committed right there. And again, as a spectator, we're sitting here like, what are you doing? But they don't have that vision, so he thought that they were a lot more committed.
Well, it's that moment too, right? You get that on like the players that are used to making plays. This is the moment, this is time I'm going in, and it's high risk, high reward. So we get the cheese up and running over here on the Faceless Void. I believe the Aegis got picked up on the TA there, yep.
Rush for a bot tower. It's something for CompLexity. But yeah, this is really not the trade you want to make. They were really getting their vision ready for that Roshan fight. Z-Freak was, as you can see, clearly ready to give it his all over there, but instead he jumps into nothing. And CompLexity is going to have to withstand this base siege, and it's going to be rough. This TA is really big. She's got the Deso, she's got the BKB, Aegis on top, and she's going to be hard to kill the first time. Never mind the second.
It's quite good of recovery coming out from Brile too, when you consider how awful his lane went. They just constantly threw Z-Freak at him and got a couple early kills on that TA, but eventually, you know, she bounced back. Made it happen.
That's how scary the Magnus is, though. Or at least how much they're respecting Guitar right there. They, even with the Aegis and Cheese, they, as soon as he resurrects, they back off. They are not going to risk.
They got the Lotus Orb now up and running over on Necrophos because he knows he is a Doom magnet.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah,
tower
get that up
is under
first.
Or the
attack.
Faceless Void, either one.
There is still plenty to purge on top of that as well, but yeah, that's, you know, wanting to reflect. Vlad's for Phoenix coming along. And go back to that point I was making earlier where their off-laner isn't necessarily building these auras, as you just pointed out. Instead, we see the Lotus Orb, and of course that Holy Locket first. So yeah, you have the mech on Ogre, you have the Vlad's coming on Phoenix. Maybe almost a late realization that they kind of picked up on that.
Fear has overtaken death. That's an interesting sentence.
That is an amazing sentence.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's epic.
Wow.
Tell us how you did it, Fear.
Anyway, the
DD
really
bottom.
the multicast might is doing work here, I imagine, and Death is, I imagine, not going to be happy that he skipped that. His team's got the Crimson card now. He's moving in for Doom, but Doom, excuse me, a BKB. But like, Fear is most likely going to build a Hex again. And he's going to have that much faster than any kinds of items that Doom can come up with now. He's got the Guardian Greaves finished.
Templar just went down and picked up that DD, so
They're looking to fight.
She's ready.
This is go time, baby. And yeah, Confined in the base Lina has really fallen off now as well. Did they see Miracle?
Oh, they're on the hunt. If they can find Miracle here, yeah.
You know he's here
I
now.
see it.
That was a big illusion.
He's still going for it.
I mean, he could stop the TP, of course, so...
I think Miracle would have to blink again.
Oh, they have the trap.
Yep, they got him.
Oh, man, there it is.
Absolutely
There's the chrono,
chrono.
there's the damage, and there's a very dead Miracle.
Has a buyback.
It's opening. Gonna try to put some damage again over here onto the Magnus. Just cheekily throwing out that Fire Blast.
At least there is no Chrono now, so if J.Storm over-engages, but that's about Complexity's only hope at a good engagement here.
Again, they have the Aegis over here up and running on Bryle, so well, not gonna fall for that time.
Better
Fool me
reaction.
once.
I mean, having a blink helps.
True. Sunray coming out. Lightstriker will land. They've got that Lotus up and running again. It's a decent amount of damage. Just going to turn their attention to the tower. The fort will come out as well as having that frost shield on the building. Just trying to clear out these creeps, but there's just so much damage. All right, the skewer does come through this time again. Bryle doesn't seem too concerned about. Will just blink himself away, get that tower. I think, are they pleased with this? They don't have the Chronosphere up, so.
Complexity, I think, is actually... Oh, Doom is up.
Yeah, Doom, Death. He's chasing after this Necrophos. Necrophos trying to hide himself over here by the egg. Should still fall to the Doom here. And the BKB coming out on Lina, doesn't matter. There's just too much damage. In comes Miracle. He's going to try to just spin his way out. They go and they'll use the RP back onto the... over here, but still going to be able to run himself away. Scythe will come out. Again, just not 100%, like, just so close every time on Z-Freak, it seems. Laguna going to get used too on that back line as they chase after this Necrophos. And now it looks like Doom will get taken down. And they're still going to give Chase Monkeys forever. Trying to rid himself. That's a really big melt strike coming out from this TA. She is just running amok here. Limp trying to run himself out.
They don't want to kill her
him down.
because she has Aegis. Yeah, they're keeping her alive. That was a purposeful move there. Didn't want to give them a reset chance, and yeah, it's going to be reclaimed. So in a sense, kind of forces the fallback. A big part of that fight that I picked up on was Lina was diving to finish the Necrophos, who was doomed up in about 10% life, and I'm pretty sure she wanted the Laguna Blade initially. But yeah, look at TA, that huge gold swing for her, but couldn't actually get it off, and she got stunned, and that's what she died, and of course bought back. But Necro survived ultimately and kind of reset in the fight and had high impact as a result. So
both him and the Faceless Void ended up getting really lucky escapes almost, because the Void was also on extremely low health before he managed to time walk his way back to nearly full. But it's a hold for Complexity and a lot of gold for Miracle, who I see has his butterfly nearly complete.
And 20 talent for Lena just picked up. She's had a struggle as far as keeping up here in this game, but there's that fiery soul stack. Damage and attack speed there.
And especially the attack speed is going to be important because you want to be burning through that refraction as fast as possible. They're really not going to doom her. That doom is needed on other targets. So something to burn off those charges, yes please.
So another Roshan, I'm sure, on the menu. It would be the third Roshan, I want to say, because yeah, there was the cheap
Yes.
last one. So
It's going to
Still
take
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit more before it respawns though. And
We're gonna get some smoke on smoke actions. They're all grouped up. There it is.
TA Sheep just picked up going into this.
Oh man. They're getting forced up. They're gonna go up here to, as we call it, Mordor. If Lich is the only one that gets taken down, I think it's worth it. But again, the egg coming in, the sheep just showing up, and immediately Z-Freak taken out of commission. Monkey's trying to buy a little bit more time. Of course, he's going to fall. BKB comes out from Lena, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's too much physical damage. There's no buyback now over here on Limp. No buyback on Z-Freak or, of course, Monkeys. They're just going to be able to go in here. They should be able to take this tower and racks.
TA using her new toy right away, deleting Magnus. No chance at an RP, and then it was just panic from there for CompLexity. Could not get away. A hell of a fight for J.Storm. Great smoke timing, and they are on the verge of pulling through in what is game number 3. And again, this means they're going to go to the winner bracket of the playoffs, and CompLexity the opposite of going to the lower bracket if this holds.
Look at them. They're just going for every single one of these buildings. They want to finish up. And the amount of damage coming out from Bryle is actually super just ridiculous right now.
Dire's middle tower
so one
is under
more
attack.
fight for CompLexity, I imagine. They still have the RP up.
50 seconds for Lena, though.
I don't know. Do you risk it right now? Do you go in there? You don't have the Chronosphere up. Do you just play it cool?
I guess J.Storm
Dire's
is
bottom shrine
doing this
is
a
under
disciplined
attack.
way. They're taking the shrines. They're in the driver's seat of this game, really have been for a long time.
I mean, a Lincoln's just got picked up by Faceless Void. It has got to come out to him, though. So maybe that's why they're just resetting. They want to just get this one last item and,
Dire's bottom shrine
you
has
know,
fallen.
be patient about it. They know they're in control of this game right now.
Yeah, no doubt, just an anti-Doom tool. Already has a couple on in this game, so
Is under attack.
A good
That's the deal.
RP plus an empowered miracle can just shred through them still, though. You can never underestimate the power of either the RP or
Dire's
a
top shrine
really farmed
has
late
fallen.
game Juggernaut. And Miracle is getting really big. He's got the butterfly finished up.
And they're baiting him out here pretty heavy. Faceless Void. Oh, man. If he went for a
Yeah.
Chrono right now, can you imagine?
that'd feel good.
Well,
Smoke popped.
see. Oh, they're standing right next to each other. All right, there's the push forward, though, coming out from Z-Freak. Just try to go and erase this person as fast as possible. Again, it's just fear, though. Every single time they just go after fear, and it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to take down Monkeys forever. They've also got their hands over here on a, yeah, that's Miracle. Miracle's going to have to buy back immediately. The BKB's coming out. This TA just dishing out so much damage. And looks like Moo, he's trying to find this Z-Freak over here. He's on the cliff. He just starts farming up the creeps because why not? And they do get that RP off. And try to hold him into place, but Moo just turns back around. He's got his eyes. Okay, Death turns around. Oh, he doesn't have the Doom because of the Lincolns. It's going to go and pop. Two different fights going on both sides here, but it looks like they eventually do take down Z-Freak. There's going to be the Omni Slash coming around. Will eventually take down Fear. It's going to be the buyback coming out from Z-Freak. Death is in so much trouble. It's not looking good. Brawl's going to get himself another kill. And now Miracle trying to spin his way to freedom, but this Light Striker right going to be able to land on several different people. They'll be able to go push them into the base. What a play coming out from Z-Freak. They finally do manage to take down Moo. And Bryle gets himself a triple kill, though. He is just a beast right now. They'll find the kill on Miracle. Oh my gosh.
Yep, team effort there, and it started with that Chrono to open. Just a beautiful 1-on-2. Specifically, the Juggernaut forced the immediate buyback, and again, CompLexity was just playing behind that whole fight, unfortunately for them. But J.Storm gonna push it in. Obviously, CompLexity doesn't want it to be so, but these guys are just way too beefy now. 31,000 net worth lead. They're gonna get mega creeps at this point. And that could all but do it indeed. He doesn't even have RP.
the
It shreds the Magnus there.
Well, not going to be able to quite finish him off, though.
Get the
Buyback
racks.
coming out. I mean, this is it, right? This is the time to buy back if you're going to do it. Not sure what they can do here, but...
Don't have Juggernaut, though, for a minute.
I think that with the help of Miracle and the Empower, they can actually hold. Nice attempt there by Siegfried, but not this time, my friend.
The egg's going to come through. They're going to turn their attention to this Phoenix egg. Should be able to get it. One little more hits and knock. Still going to make it out alive. The GG gets called. J.Storm clinching out this match 2-1.
Yeah.
Well played, yeah.
Very well done. They really choked out that match very well. I think that, like, it comes down to the pick that we didn't quite get again, right? So this Necrophos sustaining on the top lane, actually being able to beat this Doom in lane with the help of Fear, of course. And then once Fear got called to bottom, I thought, all right, this lane is going to, like, the equilibrium is going to be restored. But instead, Death lost enough of his tempo and perhaps even enough of his confidence that he was slowly pushed out of the match. And although he did get a couple of good Dooms off onto the Faceless Void, it was not actually enough to keep him in the game as a hero. And ultimately, you have those two cores of Complexity really constricted to their base. Sure, they can farm up the camps that they have really fast, but there's not too many of them. And they never got to break any towers until like 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, again, just great performance from J.Storm. And that was one of the overall cleaner series I think we've gotten in general. And the cats we've done for this event so far, and just both teams played equally as good at points, but J.Storm just proved to be the stronger team in this one. Yeah, again, specifically on the Necrophos pick, again, I'm curious if that was maybe like an Underlord or something else, and it was a really... maybe in that Doom matchup specifically, because as you pointed out, when it came to CS, he actually did have the much better time, so there is probably something there. They like it for that matchup, but either way, J.Storm played well, deservingly so, and they're moving on as the second seed out of this group, so that means they play... what is it? The Flying Penguins.
Flying Penguins.
Oh, Flying Penguins,
yeah. Because EG was the second place in the other one.
I keep forgetting about that. That's still... I can't wrap my head around that.
That's crazy. But... again, ultimately, 3 teams advancing on.
All right, let's take a look at those brackets one more time for the NA region. And again, we do have, as Berkey had said, it's a little bit deceptive the way that it's showing right now. Flying Pagans, of course, is going to be going up against J.Storm, and then Forward Gaming is going to be playing up against Evil Geniuses, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, you got it right, yeah.
All right, so yeah, congratulations going out to J.Storm. Complexity, you know, they put up a good fight, but unfortunately will get knocked down to lower. We have production yelling at me about points because they get 1 point.
Oh, that's right.
They get 1 point.
Those smug bastards over there.
They got to take what they can get, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, they get to call after us every single time.
I know. They're always the contrarian, too. They get to listen to all of your wonderful input, and then they get to decide.
Much like you.
Hey, man, I usually have my...
You go first.
I still get a lot of them wrong, too, because I still have my thoughts on what I want and what I want to do. But that's actually going to be it from us for today, everyone. We have more Dota coming up tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's going to be the EU regional qualifier, so make sure that you tune in for that. That'll be with Sheever, OD Pixel, and of course Lizard. But otherwise, I think it's almost time for breakfast at our hotel. So we're going to say good morning, good evening, and good night to you. Or we missed the afternoon, but we're tired. Leave us alone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.